we're trying to see how we stay safe in security, challenging times. And, you know, a lot of conversation, the narrative right now is the heightened level of insecurity. So how would you assess the security situation in the country today? Let's start from there.
It is serious, very, very serious and painful. People are dying and dying and dying and dying. It's crying. It's unfortunate. And what else do I say? Kidnapping has become the order of the day. What is ransom? People have taken kidnapping as a business, where they now kidnap innocent children in the school.
Right. And that is why even the vice president this week was referring to this as a war economy. I mean, we're having situations where bandits are taking hundreds of millions as ransom, and in that process also fueling the criminality even to another height. So how did we find ourselves? Even from your observations, what is responsible for this deplorable security situation that we find ourselves today?
Thank you very much, my brother. I think the major thing is when the head, no matter how big, when the head is not doing its work, because of one reason or the other, the whole body will suffer. And that's the situation we are having ourselves in Nigeria today. And until the head become normal or is treated, we cannot really arrive at a positive conclusion.
So when you say head here, we're talking about leadership generally?
Generally.
At all spheres?
I don't want to mention a particular person.
Right.
Yes.
So leadership at all levels. You feel leadership at all levels?
Not all levels. Let me not because there are some that's supposed to have done what they expected to do, but the fear of the otherwise is making them not to do what they expected.
So in the days of old, crime was on a very low scale. You know, back then, what we used to have was armed robbery, probably some little levels of kidnapping and the likes. But today, it appears criminality is at an all-time high, with insurgency, kidnapping, banditry, all those kind of terms, they are holding sway. So how did we find ourselves here? What led to that?
I think, like I've said earlier, the problem is leadership. We have effective police in Nigeria.
You think so?
Yes. We have traveled abroad. I've traveled for peacekeeping. I know how they rate us. I was the commander. I'm an African. I rode the white man for a year and a half. We are very effective, but the problem is encouragement.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about that encouragement, because a lot of times when this conversation comes up, it's always a thing that, well, policemen go outside Nigeria and they are able to do very well, but back home in Nigeria, the narrative, the picture that the police paints is not very, very encouraging. So what kind of encouragement are you thinking about here?
I think there are people who need to travel abroad. They travel to UK, they travel to US, they travel to Germany, travel to all the civilized countries. Canada, mention it. They know how they treat their men. Our leaders should take sample from them. How do you pay a constable, a policeman on the road that is watching a man carry millions in his boot? Millions in his boot. They are paying him less than 50,000 in a month. And they go to the same market with the man that steal this money. How do you think he will feel? How do you think we perform well? This is a man who stays in the rain, in the sun. Mention it. To protect the people. Yet, you see the way they talk to them. You'll be annoyed. So they're like outcasts, or people treated like non-Nigerians. Because of what? Can you see a big man child in the police? There's no big man child in the police. I am telling you, if my father is to be rich, I cannot be a policeman before I die.
Why do you say that?
Yes, I cannot be a policeman. I'm telling the truth, because the system is bad. You treat Okay, if you give peanut to somebody, what do you expect in return? He will give you a peanut result. Okay, now look at the police attached to the oil companies. How do you see how they treat people? See how they behave. You see their body. Go to the offices and see how they treat people. Why is it so? The welfare package.
Okay, so but beyond the welfare package, because a lot is attached to welfare, but I know that even the mentality, the mindset that runs through the police force, it appears it has not changed. That narrative has not changed. That everywhere you see a policeman, the next thing he wants to do, instead of being upright, instead of performing his duty as a policeman, he's thinking of other things, just to get himself. I mean, I hosted some people that came in from Botswana the other day, and I was asking about their experience in Lagos, in Nigeria, and they were telling me, well, I mean, they have very beautiful things that they've seen in Lagos and Nigeria. They've gone to some other states, and they were really appreciating it. But what was appalling to them was that they could see a policeman on the road, and people were just treating them anyhow, and they could see the Okada riders having a handshake with the policemen, and they were wondering, wow, is this the way policing is in Lagos or in Nigeria? So that is to tell you the levels that the police have even don't let me use the word now, but more or less disrespected themselves, so to say. So who is responsible for that? That couldn't be this ordinary citizen. That's what come from the police itself.
No, thank you very much. Thank you. It's a very intelligent question. You see, in any community we have bad people, bad eggs. What you call bad eggs? Of course, even in our home, we have some people. No matter how good you are, they will criticize you. But actually, we have a lot of bad eggs, and I think the Inspector General of Police, our daddy, Mr. Usman Akali Baba, he did something seriously about it to flush out all these bad eggs. A lot of them are really bad. Even if you pay them the normal something, they will still misbehave. Right. So such bad eggs need to be flushed out, and I think the police are trying their best. The police are trying their best.
So do you agree?
But I will suggest that the police should bring it back what we call refresher training. There was a program we call refresher training those days. See, refresher training is all about sending policemen back to the college to have reorientation, training on modern life, modern civilization and things like that. But now it's like the system is collapsing because of fund. Because that thing was really helping those days. Before this era of this present police, you see that those days police are doing well. Before the period of 1980,
right.
backward, you see the police were doing very well.
So the kind of training that you were exposed to, are they still being exposed to that?
I mean, the system is degenerating. It's not encouraging again. Because those days you go on training every time. Before you get a new rank, you go on a training, promotion training. Then when you come out, you have new ideas about the system. You have what it takes to do that job of the new rank.
Right.
But now, when you have stayed on the rank for about 10 years before you are promoted, you already are all happy.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take this to the next level, because now that we are confronted with this monster called insecurity across the country, do we have enough manpower in terms of the police? Because policing is the job of the police, right? And they are supposed to be guarding internal security. That's their constitutional responsibility. But do you think we have the capacity, from what you see now, from the police to be able to do that?
Yes, the police, if they want to do, they win. Yes, I believe they can do. But if you look at the data, as at 2016, we have 3,700. No,
that's 375.
Yes. 800.
Okay.
In 1916 to 30, over 140 million Nigerians. Then in 1917, it dropped to 225,309. So I saw it goes down, and we have over 140 million Nigerians. In fact, the census they had population of Nigeria, they say it's 206 million.
Right.
So if you now have less than 400,000 police officers now protecting 206 millions, how do you look at it compared to the US level? So we are really not enough.
Right. So we're under police, right?
Yeah, that is it. But at the same time, the few one we have, if I'm given the opportunity, all those special guards here and there to big men going their bag, carry bags, that is not necessary. We should push all these people to the road to protect general Nigerians.
Okay.
Not that you have money, because you have money, you say you write that your life is threatened. Why is your life threatened?
Right.
So if all these people that are being used to guide all these whatever, I don't want to talk about it, withdrawn into the field, I think security will come to a normalcy to some extent.
So it will be better if they are withdrawn.
Yes. That's my whole system.
Right.
But again, Nigeria security generally, if you want to look at it, the country has gone to a stage where nobody can travel on road from Lagos to Abuja easily. We're fearing kidnapping, fearing robbery, fearing all sort of attack. Even other people now, they carry stones and stick on the road to collect money from innocent citizens,
which is quite unfortunate.
This is unfortunate.
So from what you say, so from what you say, Chief Eregare, is our response to the threats of these bandits and terrorists, is this sufficient?
No, it's not at all.
It's not.
What I want to say here is this: if the government, like Baba President, can really do something, the Nigerian armed forces, I know them, and the police, I know them very well. They are effective. They are intelligent. They are good.
So they can combine.
All those days when I was DPO, Yaniki, we have what they call a combined team. The Air Force, the Army, the Navy, and the police. We get together in a vehicle or patrol. It's always effective. There's no criminal that cannot be arrested. But now there's nothing like that. Even if they are, it's not properly monitored. Now, if the president really want to do something,
right,
and he gives order to the armed forces and the police that is what he wants, my brother, the Boko Haram will be of the past within the next 3 months.
All right, then
they can even bring in some intelligent retired officers that are effective. After all, Baba Batajo was a retired officer,
right,
and he did the government for 8 years.
Okay. All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM this morning with staying safe in security challenging times. That's the focus on the program this morning, and I've got a retired senior police officer with me. The retired senior police officer. I'm talking about Chief Robinson Eregare. We're going to take a very, very brief break, but when we return, we'll hear from you, and we also find out from him as a retired security operative, what are the things that we should be doing now to ensure that we combat the threats of insecurity confronting us, and as a people, what can we, the citizens, do as a populace to also help the government? All these and much more we're reflecting on. A brief break, we'll be back.
Hello, Mommy.
How are you doing, my dear?
Fine. Mommy, today was Tolani's birthday. We had fun, many cakes and sweets.
Enough. So what did you learn in school today?
Mom, I learned that it's not safe for kids of my age to be at the front seat of a car. Only kids above the age of 12 are allowed to sit there.
Really? Who taught you that this time?
Safety officials came to tell us about the dangers of children below the age of 12 sitting at the front of a car.
Really?
And that's true. Children under the ages of 12 should be strapped properly in the middle back seat, being the safest spot in the vehicle. Airbags can kill children in case of an accident. Please strap that child at the back seat properly before every trip. Our children are our future. Their safety is our priority. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Talk Time is the program, and I've got Chief Robinson Eregare with me in the studios. We're trying to see how we can stay safe in security challenging times. That's the focus this beautiful morning. All right, quickly running you through the last update that we've got. We can tell you, those of you heading to the island, most of the routes connecting the island are still looking pretty good. That's talking about the Third Mainland Bridge is good and good, very, very smooth if you can drive through that. Ikorodu Road as well, making use of Funshaw Williams, the Eco Bridge, still very good. And Kata Bridge, linking that with the island, is not bad at all. On Okiodo, there's a minor accident between a truck and a minibus at Awori inwards Abule Egba. It's minimal effect on traffic, but I can tell you adequate structures very much in place, efforts on for its evacuation for the road to ensure free flow of traffic this beautiful Saturday morning. All right, if you're coming into Lagos too, we'll be talking about the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway corridor. It's still fairly good, but of course, watch out for slowness by the time you approach Kara Bridge, heading towards that's talking about Beja and Otedola, but no major worries within that particular corridor. It's also good movement from Otedola inwards Kara. The return journey from Kara inwards Otedola is building up gradually, and then the stretch of Ogunisi Road from River Valley all through to Omole en route to Agedengbe is appreciably okay, but you need to watch out for slight delays at the point of alternation. Omole inwards excellent all through to Uduero. I can tell you it's still looking pretty good this morning. From there, we can tell you Wemco in and out, looking pretty good. Return journey from Oduero back to VIS is a very good one. From VIS inwards River Valley is also looking good, and it is slow moving traffic from River Valley into Oluwura exit to Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Now this is due to traffic light alternation at Oluwura, but no record of impediment cited all through this beautiful morning. All right then, so let's take this to the next level. Chief Eregare, you are a retired, very senior police officer. So from your observation and from your thinking, what do you think are things that are required right now for us to really combat the menace of this bandits and insecurity that we've seen? What do you think we need to be doing?
I think number one, presidents should forget about any other influence, and even the few months remaining, they can do something. If I number one, I think there should be joint patrol of all the armed forces and the police. Yes, joint patrol where we have. We were doing it before when I was in the system.
Right.
There must be joint patrol. That's number one. Then number two, this air police, air force, and they should have a combined effort, and they have good aeroplanes.
Okay.
To patrol the country.
So
anywhere they have any all this body, they can do something. They will do something.
okay, so what you're saying now, equipment is required, right?
No, we already they have all these planes here and there.
Okay, but it's deploying it that's very, very essential.
Yes,
right now.
to give them the assistance, the incentives or the necessities to make them come up.
Okay, but there's something that I feel is missing, and that is the use of intelligence. It appears Nigeria has not been able to make good use of intelligence in fighting this insurgency, in fighting terrorism, and even this armed banditry, as the case may be. Earlier this week, it was revealed that America used a drone, to take out the highest-ranking Al-Qaeda official. He's been on the wanted list for several years, but with intelligence, they were able to send a drone to where he was in Afghanistan, and he was taken out. where is the place of intelligence in Nigeria? And I even hear this intelligence information that have been given out to security operatives, very high ranking security men in Nigeria. And why is it that we're not seeing that in terms of implementation?
Every let us say the police have intelligence department, the army, the air force, the navy, they have intelligence department, and even DSS. Another security, but the problem is, even if you have this and they are bad, who want to repair? Who want to buy new one? This thing comes back to leadership. Let our president, I'm sorry to say this, but I must say it because it's affecting everybody. Let our president wake up to his responsibility. Let him give order. The money they are using to go here and there to go and teach themselves, to go here and they should divert this money to buy equipment for the use of or the armed forces and the police and whatever, so that security can be effectively monitored.
Okay. All right then. Let's hear from the people. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Talk Time is the program, and this morning we're staying safe in security challenging times. I've got a retired police officer with me in the studios, and he's been helping us to dwell on this. Maybe you want one or two areas, or you want to bring his attention to one or two things, or you want to have your say too on the program. Feel free to link up with us on 08099 120 08099120777 and 09153877127. Okay, 09153877127. Those are the numbers that you can connect with us. All right, so I've got a question here for you on WhatsApp. This one says, what efforts are people like you? Okay, let's take this call first of all. Hello there.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Tokwe.
Tokwe, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jushaga.
Hey, Jushaga. All right, then Tokwe, what's your contribution?
I have been hearing the guest in the station for some time.
All right.
But the last question you posed to him regarding intelligence, I want to contribute to that by saying that even if we have all the intelligence officers around us, without cohesion on their part, without them working as a team, without removing distrust, without putting financial interest above anything, they are not likely to get things done. Okay. And in actual fact, intelligence even go further down the grassroots. Even within localities, we should have people who will be able to give information to the law enforcement agents. But you see, we should not deceive ourselves. To do that nowadays, one will be putting his or her life at risk, because when you give such information to the law enforcement agents, right, they are likely to even expose you to whoever you are giving the information against and putting one at risk. So there needs to be some level of discipline, high discipline among our intelligence officers, the law enforcement agents, and of course, we should not also forget that there are some local leaders that can help in that regard, and so they should be brought into the drawing board,
okay,
so that everything will work well.
All right then, Tokwe, it's nice having your contribution. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you. Yeah, you want to react?
Yes, I want to react.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Tokwe, I think you have. I like your positive input.
Right.
Is it? Are you
he's listening on the radio.
Okay. But don't fear the police. If there are some bad eggs, there are some good ones. The police are your brothers. They are from your family. They are your brothers. You know that they know you. If you have having fear of giving information, then the best bet, you meet the DPO. Give your information to the DPO or the other commander in your place or whoever. You see that action will be taken, and that will give you protection and what have you.
All right, then so we've got some comment here on WhatsApp. This one says, what efforts are people like you, people like him who are retired, bringing to the table to help us fight the current insecurity in the nation today? This is coming from Buki in Ishaga. So,
my sister, we are in my community. I think they can give a good appreciation. But you know, I cannot go more than that.
Okay.
We try to protect our people. If there's any problem, we call the DP, we call the area commander. We work together. But I think others are doing that too. But the general thing is that let us pray that our president look at the security problem generally in this country.
All right. This one says, is there an existing group or body of retired forces? If there is, what is their role in fighting insecurity? So, do you people that are retired now from the police, do you have an association or a group that you belong to?
Yes, we have an association.
All right, let's take this call first of all. Hello there.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
All right, good morning. What's your name?
My name is Oladino.
Oh, Ladino. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ikeja.
All right, Ladino, go ahead.
Okay. What happened concerning the information? Giving police information is not a problem. But the problem we're having is that whenever you give them information, I can remember in my former area, you have to give them information about some boys that are smoking their do certain stuff. After giving them information, they have to come. You know that those guys have to come and meet some of our landlords. You are the one that go and report us at the police station. How do they get that information? We don't understand. If so that we are very afraid that okay, we want to give information that okay, that is either for some bad gang. We always scared because once we give it to them and those guys know about the people, the person names that give the information out. You know, it's very scary somehow. So that we always scared to give out information when we get some information because once you give information, those people know about information and they come and attack you. That's the reason why for most of us to give out some information when we have some information about some bad gang in your area or wherever we see you are. That's the reason why. I think if that can create what we call security, it will be easy for so many people to give out information. And I believe with that, all this issue of insecurity will reduce like that.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, what would you say to that?
Yes, Mr. Ladino, I think you are very correct, but let me give you this information. There are some people that give information in kind of a meeting, landlord association meeting. If you want to give information to the police, you don't tell others because you don't know who is who. When you are giving information to the police, let it be secret between you and the police. Don't go outside when you are drinking in the beer parlor. Say, I'm giving information to the police. So, and the people that are there, you don't know them. They may turn back to know the criminals and start to tell them. Yeah, but there was a situation. There was an example of a case at Mero.
Right.
This man and the landlord association said he's going to give the police what they are discussing. And then after doing that, we went and told them again that they are done so. Among the landlords, well, one of the son of his brother was there. So at the end of the day, was the one that told the son of his brother that no person was the one that gave information because he probably said it. And of course, what will the boy do? They arranged and went to innocent man. Wow. At the end of the day, what happened? The children become known. So DP arrested everybody, and at the end of the day, property was done.
Okay.
The property was done, but in most of the cases is that after giving information to the police, don't tell anybody. Let it be even your wife. Don't tell your wife. Let us see whether the police I know, the police I serve, the police I serve will never give your information to any criminal. I'm saying it practically and to my God, but it's what I've done. I know it. Unless you have given information to a wrong person, maybe all these constables and all these refracts. But if you give it to a DPO or either commander or a senior officer, man, you will get a good result.
All right, then. This is a question for you. It says, many of what your guests have mentioned this morning are some of the things that we have noticed out there using police officers for personal use and the like. So how are the likes of him, how are they helping us to checkmate this kind of things? So of course you've said that before, that probably the IG should do a whole lot of rejigging so that using these police officers as personal security details can be stopped, so that we can fight this insurgency and fight this war effectively. But taking that to the next level, Chief Eregare, now that we have found ourselves in this mix, with even the bandits threatening to kidnap Mr. President, is that a joke gone too far? From what you say, well, what do you say? What do you think?
It's a serious thing. Well, let me quickly talk about the other one. I did not say they should not stop giving police to people that are really in need of them.
Okay.
That for people that are really under threat, that should be given. But those that are not necessary, I mean, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Then on this issue of
bandits
coming to kidnap our number one, I mean, he himself should check himself. That's what I'm saying. When you are trying to kill other people's children, and they say that you don't feel it, you don't feel the pain. By the time they kill your child, you will know the meaning. So when now that
but it's a joke gone too far.
No, but what do you expect? Now that they are going looking for him, he should not use this period to think well and make sure that he take absolute action. He's a military man. If he gives order, I know the kind of officers we have on the police. They will take action, proper action, with encouragement.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Do not forget, we told you of a minor accident between a truck and a minibus at Awori in what Abule Egba. It's having minimal effect on the traffic, and we can still tell you adequate structure very much in place at that particular location to ensure that you have it pretty good navigating through that end. 08099120777. But the good news about that particular accident, I understand both of the vehicles have been cleared, so it's much better navigating through that particular corridor right now. All right, then we'll stay talking how to stay safe during these security challenging times, and Chief Robinson Eregare is guesting this morning. He's a retired senior police officer, and we're taking this to the classroom. All right, so let's look at your experience in Sudan, for instance. How is policing while you were there working with the United Nations? How was it at that time?
My brother, what is good is good. If you test chicken with correct jollof rice well cooked by a caterer, you know the difference with that of other rice cooked in a junk.
All right.
That's the way I will look. We kind of differentiate it.
So what was different there? Is it the environment or the structure?
Everything. We work 6 hours. 6 hours per day. So you have a whole lot of time to think about what to do next. But in Nigeria, we work 12 hours. And even the 12 hours, if you don't take time, you work 24 hours, and every time.
All right.
Because in the police station, how many people do you have? That the police, in the station, deep you down, maybe you have 24. And maybe in that community, you have 2 million. Now, there's a case, you have only one vehicle. Maybe the vehicle is not even moving. And the government don't even thinking about it.
So let's talk about that aspect now. I mean, you have just one vehicle. Government is really praised for budget due to budgetary constraints and all of that. Are there no roles that the community can play? What roles can the community play?
Yeah, that's the area I wanted to. Okay, let me don't give this instance first. Now you have 24 men in the station. Let us say about 15 duty, for example now. And then we have only one vehicle. Maybe 5 or 6 men are in the vehicle, for example. And we have a case at let us give example. We have one at Ijan. in the same environment, Jan. Another one, maybe robbery case at Ijan, and then burglary, area boy threatening people fight on the street.
In another
at Ijo. I remember another one again, robbery at Iba, for example now. How do the vehicle go to all these places? By the time they go to Ijo, they want to take action there. Then the rest two places, what happens?
So that is a major constraint. So, but what roles can the community play in that? I mean, if there is budgetary constraints that's affecting some of your operational equipment and vehicles, what can be done in that regard?
People, Nigeria, we have good. Nigerians are good. When I was DPO in Janeki, we have 2 vehicles down that were bad. I called for a meeting. Everybody called the CDAs, the landlords. I call everybody. These are 2 vehicles that are down. You know that these people contributed money. I said, I don't want to take the money. Because when I said they should appoint themselves, they appoint themselves, and the 2 vehicles were repaired. They were repaired and back to the road. And why do I become DPO? So that would repair the vehicles and we put them back to the road. So if there's a problem at one place, we send vehicle there. Even at the same time, we can send the 3 vehicles to the 3 places,
which is good. So
at the same time,
what is the role of community policing? And we still have that in today's world. I mean, in our country today, community policing is still very active.
PCROC, they are still there. But you know, when the police, they feel that the police are not doing well again, there's this discouragement. So I think I want to beg Nigerians, especially the PCROC and Nigeria generally, to think about security. That we should not forget that we are protecting ourselves. So if you know that you have something, vehicle that you can give to the police, or you have the money, anything, assist them. As you are assisting them, you are assisting yourself. That's the way I look at it, because if you don't know who is going to be attacked next, it can be your sister, it can be your brother, it can be anybody. So I want to appeal that we Nigerians should try all we can to assist the police.
All right, then. And that would be a very, very suitable point to really end this conversation. But in 30 seconds, what's your parting thoughts to our listeners this morning? What's your message?
Nigerians, I want to thank you so much for the endurance and the patience of what is happening. But we should take security at all levels. Let us, at our different rooms, think about security and think how you can prevent and protect yourselves and your community. All right, then we'll leave it at that for now. Chief Robinson, Eregare, nice having you in the building. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much, sir. Right, thank you, Nigerians. Okay, so that's how far we'll go. Let's see how we can stay safe during this period. Let's always be our brothers' keepers. If you see something like we do say here, right here in Lagos, endeavor to say something. And you can call the emergency numbers. Let's look for ways of averting any form of tragedy in Lagos. All right, then. My guest has been able to shed light. We have to go. Let me say big birthday shout out to my own son, Ogenekewe Emmanuel Victor Oteri. Big shout out to him on his birthday. All right, the program this morning has been produced by. I wish you long life and prosperity. Amen. All right, then the program this morning has been produced by Folashade Adirumu. Maximum thanks to Okwemi Shodunke of our social media team. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. Continue this conversation on our social media platform at Lagos Traffic 961, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at Oteri Victor. All right, till Monday. Have a splendid day. Bye.